One piece of the Mongol jigsaw lies well to the southwest, beyond the mountains of heaven, in Tibet, which is now a reluctant part of communist China. It's from once independent Tibet that Buddhist beliefs spread to Mongolia more than 400 years ago. Unexpectedly, during our assignment in Mongolia, the exiled Tibetan leader, the Dalai Lama, came to Ulaanbaatar. The faithful who survived Marshal Choibalsan still revere the Dalai Lama as a living god and head of the church. Born-again Buddhism materialized in front of us. But in the half-century since this same holy man assumed his spiritual duties, most of the old rituals have been stamped out and forgotten in Mongolia. For the Dalai Lama, the spontaneous welcome here kindles hope of an eventual return to his beloved Tibet. Though Peking's repressive rule there borrows extensively from Choibalsan's Manual of Intolerance in Mongolia.
Now the faith remains very, very strong. In their eye, you see some tear. You see, many of them, you see, crying. I myself also become very emotional. You see, in my eyes also you see tear. Tibetan and Mongolia, in both cases, Buddhism is almost like the life of the national. So the destruction of Buddhism means the life of the nation, you see, destroyed. Destruction never, eliminate the genuine Buddhist faith.
It lives.
Yes. Now, under such difficult circumstances, now Buddhist faith remains very strongly in Mongolia, now in Tibet also, it's very strongly.
It is surely one of history's blackest modern jokes that Marshal Choibalsan himself, who died in Moscow, of fair means or foul we shall never know, is regarded by some myopic Mongols as a patriotic hero who resisted Soviet annexation. He was given an epic send-off on the orders of the dying Stalin. Then the coffin of one of the most odious thugs ever to rule a nation was carried through a picturesque snowstorm to the waiting Trans-Siberian Express. In Mongolia, there were grotesque scenes as citizens wept to order. Celluloid moments that have forever captured the Orwellian absurdity of an entire nation acting out one despot charades, even after his death. As for Choibalsan's accomplice, Stalin, his monolith lies in a makeshift coffin, in fact a wooden container outside the State Central Library here. It's probably still intact because no one's had the nerve to break it up yet. But Stalin remains a useful scapegoat for those Mongols anxious to blame others, foreigners, above all Soviets, for the sins of their fathers.
Disney баатарч гэж бид одоо нэрлэдэггүй. За зөвхөн алан хядагч байсан ч гэж одоо нэрлэдэггүй. Ягаад гэвэл энэ нийгмийн Монголын ард түмний өмнө бүтээсэн гавьяатай үйлсч бий. Тэр хүний хувьд хийсэн нүгэлч бий. Аль нь бий. Тийм л одоо эсрэг тесрэг юутай одоо тийм л нэг хувь хүн л дээ.
Despite such ambivalence, the state itself has made a token step, laying this memorial stone and appointing what's called the Presidential Commission for Victims of the Repression.
Хэлмэгдүүлэлт нь гадаад дотоодын шалтгаан шахалт нөлөөтэй байсан хэдий ч Монгол хүмүүсүүдэд хэлмэгдүүл байсан гэдгийг бид мартахгүй.
Among the survivors gathered here were men who had suffered Choibalsan's arbitrary sentences. There's General Zolman, who spent 7 years in the gulags, accused of being a traitor. Haidav, the Lama, who only avoided execution because his name was spelt wrongly on the death list. And the editor of the party newspaper, 6 of his colleagues who stood trial alongside him were shot. Nearby, just a few yards away, stands Choibalsan's statue. The victims of his paranoid purges wonder why the great and the not-so-good of Mongolia's tiny elite are unconcerned that the tyrant still has an honoured place in this capital. This old Lama of 73 saw his elders dragged off to be shot. Now, beside a mass grave, he performs a purification rite to release their souls. Under the soil, 5,000 more await redemption. The death knell has sounded for the Kafkaesque labyrinth of evil Moscow foisted on these unworldly descendants of Genghis Khan. Now democracy is at hand with all its frustrations. For Mongolia, this is the hour of metamorphosis.